Good morning, everyone. My name is Krisha Mange, and today I will be reflecting on my learning journey while exploring the topic ethical hacking securing the digital world. In today's digital era, almost every important activity depends on the internet. We use it for online banking, digital payments, communication, cloud storage, and even education. However, as our dependence on technology grows, cyber threats are also increasing rapidly. Hackers attempt to steal sensitive data, damage systems, or disrupt services. For example, imagine someone gaining access to a company's database and stealing thousands of customers' personal details. Incidents like this happen frequently in the digital world. This is where the ethical hacking becomes extremely important. Ethical hackers help organizations identify weakness in their system before malicious hackers can exploit them. Through this topic, I learned how ethical hackers work, why cybersecurity is important, and how organizations protect digital systems from cyber attacks. Introduction to cybersecurity. The modern world relies heavily on digital systems. Today, people use the internet for banking, business operations, communication, cloud storage, and data management. Because so much sensitive information is stored online, cyber criminals constantly try to exploit vulnerabilities. For example, phishing attacks are one of the most common cyber attacks. In a phishing attack, a hacker sends a fake email that looks legitimate, asking the victim to click a link and enter their login details. If the person enters their password, the attacker can gain the access to their account. Another example is ransomware, where the attackers lock an organization's data and demand money to unlock it. Because these attacks are becoming more common, organizations must regularly test their system and security measures to ensure that they are protected. Now, what is ethical hacking? Ethical hacking is the authorized process of testing computer system and network to identify the security vulnerabilities. Unlike malicious hacker, ethical hackers work with permissions from the organization. Their main goal is to find weakness before cyber criminals can exploit them. Ethical hackers perform several tasks such as scanning systems for vulnerabilities, simulating cyber attacks, identifying security gaps, and reporting their findings to the organization. They are often called white hat hackers because they use the same technical skills as hackers but for defensive and legal purpose. For example, large companies like banks and technology firms hire ethical hackers to perform penetration testing where they simulate real attacks to check whether their systems are secure. This helps organizations fix vulnerabilities before they become serious security threats. Now we will see the types of hackers. Hackers are generally classified into three main categories depending on their intention and authorization. First are white hat hackers, also known as ethical hackers. They work legally and help the organization identify and fix the security vulnerabilities. Second are black hat hackers. These are the malicious hackers who break into the system illegally to steal the data, spread malware, or demand ransom. For example, many data breaches in large companies are caused by black hat hackers who exploit the security weakness. The third category is grey hat hackers. They fall for someone between the two. They may discover vulnerabilities without permission, but they usually do not intend to cause them. The key difference between these types of hackers is their intent and whether they have the authorization. Understanding this distinction helped me realize that hacking itself is not always illegal. It depends on how the skills are used. Importance of ethical hacking. Ethical hacker plays a crucial role in modern cybersecurity. One of its main benefits is preventing cyber attacks before they happen. By identifying the vulnerabilities earlier, organization can fix them quickly and reduce the risk of serious security breaches. Ethical Hacking also helps protect sensitive data, including the financial information, personal records, and business data. For example, banks regularly conduct security testing and penetration testing to ensure that their online banking system remains secure. Another important benefit is that ethical hacking helps organizations improve their overall security system. This includes strengthening firewall, improving encryption methods, and implementing the better authentication mechanism. Because cybercrime is increasing globally, ethical hacking has become an essential part of modern cybersecurity strategies. Phases of ethical hacking. Ethical hacking follows a structured process consisting of several phases. The first phase is reassurance, where ethical hackers collect information about the target system. This includes identifying network details, domain information, or publicly available data. The second phase is scanning, where the hackers analyze the system to identify open ports, running services, and potential vulnerabilities. The third phase is gaining access, where the ethical hackers test whether the vulnerabilities they discovered can actually be exploited. For example, they might try to access a system through a weak password or outdated software. Finally, the last phase is reporting. In this stage, ethical hackers document all the vulnerabilities they found and provide recommendation for fixing them. This step is extremely important because the global of ethical hacking is not just to find the problems but to help the organization improve their security. Now the skills we required for the ethical hackers. Ethical hackers require a combination of technical knowledge and analytical thinking skills. One of the most important skills is networking knowledge, including understanding protocols such as TCP/IP, DNS, and HTTP. They must also understand the operating system like Linux and Windows because many security vulnerabilities exist at the system level. Basic knowledge of programming languages such as Python, SQL, or JavaScript is also helpful because ethical hackers often need to analyze the code or write the scripts to test the vulnerabilities. Another key skill is analytical thinking. Ethical hackers must think like attackers and predict how someone might try to exploit a system. This ability to analyze the problem creatively is essential for identifying the hidden vulnerabilities. Tools used in ethical hacking. Ethical hackers use a variety of specialized tools to test the system security. One common tool is Nmap, which is used for the network scanning and discovering the open ports on a system. Another tool is Wireshark, which helps analyze the network traffic and detect the suspicious activity. Tools like Nessus or OpenVAS are used to scan the system for known vulnerabilities. For web application, ethical hackers often use Burpsuit, which helps identify security weakness in websites. For example, these tools can detect issues such as SQL injection vulnerabilities or insecure login systems. However, it is important to remember that these tools must only be used with proper authentication and for legal security testing purpose. Learning and reflection. While researching this topic, I realized that ethical hackers plays a role similar to a digital security system for organization. They help detect threats early and prevent serious cyber attacks before they cause damage. One important lesson I learned is that cybersecurity is not something that you can be set up once and forgotten because cyber threats are constantly evolving. Organization must continuously test and update their security system. I also discovered that the ethical hacking is a rapidly growing career field with many companies looking for skilled cybersecurity professionals. This topic helped me understand how cybersecurity professions contribute to protecting data, business, and even the national infrastructure. To conclude, ethical hacking is a critical part of modern cybersecurity By identifying the vulnerabilities before malicious attackers exploit them, ethical hackers help organizations protect their system and the sensitive information. As technology continues to evolve, threats will also become more advanced. Therefore, ethical hackers will continue to play an important role in securing the digital world. Through this learning experience, I gained a better understanding of how cybersecurity works and how the ethical hackers contribute to protecting the digital systems and data. Thank you.